Oh
Ooh.
God.
What's up,
Ooh.
Craig?
What's up,
Yeah.
buddy?
Welcome, my
Hey,
man.
Craig. I
My
hope you've been
favorite
well.
spot.
Been a minute, buddy.
All it took was him, smashing his twin Geark over the head with a
Yeah.
rock, and
Jesus Christ.
So you're saying prison was good for Craig? You're saying prison really turned him around? Like he did a 2-year stint. He's clean. He got involved in the library program.
I'm super excited for your new revised version of the Bible Arc in the.
Gonna go through Genesis with Miles and call Cain and Abel, Craig and Geark. But that will be the only thing I read out of the Bible for him.
Oh wow, look at the UI shit for it. Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. All right. Yeah. So we're in session 10. And does anyone want to recap?
Hell yeah.
All right.
No one else is jumping up. And I can always misfire. So it's only a couple pages of notes here. We got the fire out. We started off in the I have to go back a page for the name of this place that Torek was a big fan of. The Brambleberry Opera House. Following our battle, we started off following our battle with the rogue iron and rope golems. We ran around, we put the fire out, we got people out of the arena until the professionals showed up to take over for us. We spoke to the band. Static and Silence are the Tiefling sisters who play 6-string and I believe drums respectively. Zed is the Drow lead singer, and Telltale is the Dragonborn writer and I believe bass player. They mentioned that the golems were their roadies and had, quote, never acted like that before. They, after speaking to the authorities of Luskan, well, before and after speaking to the authorities of Luskan, enlisted our help to get one of the golems. The authorities of Luskan are holding on to the other, to take one of these back to a place called Hulbeck, which is about 120 miles outside of Luskan. We all did some investigating around the opera house to see what was what. There were extra marks on the golems, I believe, that Hyacinth found. There was a smell of black powder and sulfur, which is presumably what they used to ignite the entire place, which some of the Deep Gnome stagehands noticed. And Oz spoke to an Inspector Renwood, who managed to convince the inspector to let us take the crew, the band rather, to over to Hulbeck. We rested and set out on the 17th of Arcturiac. There was a brief shopping stint that morning. People picked up some new armor, some new stuff. We picked up a car, and we spoke to Loxius, who had no idea what was going on at all, which surprised a couple of us. But either way, we made our way out of Luskan. The first day was pretty uneventful driving until we stopped, at which point Inks and Mel both got real sick, almost passed out, might have passed out. I don't remember exactly. But Oz, yeah, Inks passed out. But Oz was able to fix everybody. It's almost certainly a holdover from our time in the sewers. I was trying to combine the words tower and sewer. Regardless, we camped out for the night. Most people slept on the cars, which is just not safe at all. And on the 18th of Arcturiac, we were driving along. There was a tree down on the road, and we found a group of hobgoblins and orcs fighting a group of mostly humans, although I believe there were some. There was at least a tiefling in there, the tiefling wizard that Cone of Cold a lot of people. But we tried doing it peacefully. Well, Oz did anyway. and then realizing that the hobgoblins were Luxron Corps, we sided with them against, quote, the other schmucks, the other underscore captured schmucks, or underlined. And that's where we left off. We had just finished our fight against these. I think there was a priest, there was someone with a bow, there was the tiefling wizard, and then there was a dude with a lot of swords. Or what seemed like a lot of swords, because there was a lot of stabbing.
I believe there was at least 2 swords, yeah.
It's a lot of swords.
It's a lot of swords for the average dude, for sure.
Yeah.
So you have a couple of them bound. I'm looking to see who all is. I have all of them marked. That sounds right? Yeah?
Yeah, I believe we did capture all of them alive. The only one that might have been at question was the priest in the middle of everybody.
Yes. He is still unconscious, but everyone else has been revived and awoken. But everyone is bound with rope. So it's kind of up to you what you'd like to do next. As the members of the Luxron Corps who are on the road are in terrible condition and are scraping themselves back together.
Those that survived the Cone of Cold.
Yeah.
Well, even those that didn't, we thawed them
Yeah.
and healed them. So
Healed, but I think they still need to thaw. But yes. They have been iced over.
I thought some of them died. My mistake.
So we've talked a little bit about how a cone of cold freezes you into a statue, but you can still be healed inside. So most of them just dropped to 0, and then were given a little bit of healing.
Got it.
Yeah. So I don't think any of them actually are dead, but they did go up and down repeatedly on a couple of assaults.
Can I punch some of the ice to reduce the thawing time? Unlike fire, I can punch ice.
Fuck it, yeah, that's funny as shit.
Hell yeah! Things will start punching away.
So we have a goblin at the at the feet of an orc, punching at some frozen ice. We have some prisoners who are tied up. What's up?
Well, how long had we been traveling? I did not actually
For the day?
record
2
that.
days?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. How long for today had we been traveling? Because this was
You
the
are-
first thing we were in.
yeah, you are on your second day of travel. I don't know that I specified what time of day it was, but this would be early afternoon.
Okay. Well, we can get a fire going. Try to thaw them out faster. How I will turn to one of the hobgoblins or orcs that is both conscious and not frozen. You all on foot or what?
The hobgoblin that is who is conscious still and not frozen looks at you and then turns his head back towards the statue that he is trying to pick the ice from.
Okay. Chatty, trying to help. Oz, you talk to him.
Very well. Hello, Oscaron von Trar. We're actually quite sorry that we didn't recognize you sooner as members of the Luskan Corps. We're actually on assignment from them as well, and Inspector Renwood has us heading east as part of an investigation. we're happy to help thaw your cohorts out and get y'all back on the road. Would you care to introduce yourself?
What language are you speaking in?
Common.
His eyes flick to you when you begin to speak, but then you continue to talk, and his eyes turn back to what he's working on.
I'll try it in Goblin then.
He doesn't immediately appear like he is listening, but when you finish speaking, he informs you that his name is Zurun,
Oh, it's
and
good
he
to meet
speaks
you.
in Goblin.
What has you out this far and engaging with these individuals?
Road safety. This tree was felled. We were in the process of removing it. They were northbound. Took it as an ambush.
Were you and your team here traveling on foot?
Aye.
Do you suppose you'll have any problem with these four?
Returning them to Luskan.
If that's your plan?
It might be the best order, provided we can properly accommodate their abilities.
Yes, I imagine that could be a complication, but bound and gagged would probably go a long way. I'll relay that to those in the party that don't speak Goblin and ask if they have any questions or concerns they would like asked of. Did you say Zorin was this guy's name?
Zurun, yeah, Zurun.
Got it.
Oh, Zrun. Sorry.
Mel will ask, do they know who these guys were? Because they don't look like normal highwaymen.
I'll translate that.
Wouldn't know. Can't understand.
Well, me and my friends here, we speak a wide variety of languages. Would you like us to make some inquiries and see if we can find out who they are and what they were doing?
That is fine. Concerns me little.
Understood. And once again, in common, yes, our friend here seems less concerned with who they are than the fact that they are now apprehended, but is not going to stop us if we want to inquire and get a little more information.
Sounds like a good start.
You say why they were, why the fight started?
He did not. He said that he and his team were trying to remove this felled tree and that these people came up. It was unclear if they came up and ambushed them or if they came up and Zorin considered it an ambush. And I'll ask Zorin to clarify, were they in fact ambushed or did they just approach and assume that these people were here to ambush them?
These travelers took us as ambushers.
Oh, I see. So they took to defend themselves from you because they thought you were here to ambush them.
Correct.
So there's a decent chance that this is all just a misunderstanding?
Perhaps. Not out of the question.
Well, I will relay that information. We should
Can-
probably get to the bottom of this.
Can you ask him how many of his companions speak common?
Sure. I'll go ahead and ask that.
He shakes his head.
Yeah, seeing the shake the head. Well, that's probably a start, huh?
Yeah, that
Kind of patrol doesn't. You know what? I'll wander off towards the other group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
which
follow
of these
Torek.
people are awake?
These three.
Have we stabilized the other guy?
He was stabilized and someone knocked him out, so.
on the one that's knocked out, I will approach, and I'll cast Healing Word at first level. And as he comes to, I'll just say, look, we don't want any more trouble, but if there is, we'll just knock you out again.
He kind of groans and sits himself up with his arms bound.
Apologies for the first time I knocked you out.
What are your names? All of you.
The Elven Ranger reports, we're members of the Hand of Light. I am Trias, and this is Alora, and Brutus, and Wainwright. Looking first at the Tiefling, then the Swordsman, then the Priest. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Drop that in chat for me.
Yeah.
I guess, does Hand of Light ring a bell?
No.
Yeah.
Sure sounds silly.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, well,
try, I don't know.
all those heroine group types, they always got to have some fancy name, so some schmuck bard somewhere can write stories about them.
Okay.
See, that's why
I'm right here,
the
old
Temple
man.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And this Hand
Allura
of
is
Light.
the tiefling.
Yes.
Which
What was that, Mel?
I was like, I said, and the Hand of Light. What is that exactly? Trying to clarify.
Are you asking that in character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trias speaks again and says, we hail from southward. We are on our way to Neverwinter for supplies. There is an emperor in the north that we have been tasked with seeking out. We were ambushed on the road and taken by you.
First, let's start with some misconceptions. I don't believe that. I believe that you believe you were ambushed. They don't think they ambushed you.
They think you ambushed them. So,
Also, I did come in saying that we would like to resolve this peacefully, and people from your end continued to fight.
I did shout at you to yield as I hit you in the head.
Perhaps it should go without saying that when another of a goblin kind comes to defend ambushing goblin kind, it did not perhaps read entirely clearly. And then getting bashed on the head is again not exactly a considerate point being made.
Mistakes all around.
At that point, we had sort of moved beyond speaking, seeing as how you had begun throwing magic around.
Okay, blame wherever blame is, not helping any of us, and he's just looking around at everybody. Not helping.
Alora nods, not helping.
I'm confused. Who is this in the north you were?
Said some emperor.
Yes, very little is known about him, just an army is being amassed, and we have been asked by the Duke of Daggerford to go and investigate.
Huh.
Okay. So we would like to probably just, let you go about your business without more violence, maybe? Does that sound amenable?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, see, here's the problem. We're gonna have to convince them of that, considering I point to the ones encased in ice.
Alora sort of pulls her knees up close to her chest and looks down shamefully.
I mean, it was impressive, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was
Just,
very cool.
Brutus kind of
What do you-
chuckles when you say cool.
When he chuckles, I just kind of do a but-uns with my fingers.
What do you know about this emperor? Where is this? Where in the north? I mean,
All of the direction we've been given is that the armies are being recruited from the outlands around Neverwinter. That is probably the last place of supply we could attend to before traveling into the wilds.
okay, so you're out on the road doing some heroics. Good. It's a good start.
reconnaissance. What? It's not really her. You know what? Heroics. You're
Reconnaissance-
right.
Reconnaissance can be heroic.
Heroics
Torg.
in the face of danger can be other way. But you know what? To the point at hand, you fellows here, Hand of Light, if you want to leave here not tied up going back to Luskin as prisoners, when we try to negotiate through this, we're gonna need you to work with us. Do you understand? I'm all for advocating on your behalf, partially as an apology for bashing your head. Point to the cleric again.
He just kind of winces in the daylight.
Yeah, his I look down at the the pommel of my sword, just prestidigitation the blood off real quick. Can we come to an agreement here, or
He just says, do what you have to do.
okay, that's a bit non-committal. Considering you were the one who was the most violent, do you understand? And the one who initiated the violence against them.
I don't know. I got shot at, and I stare at the archer.
You came around the corner. I don't know what to tell you.
You assumed
She
because I was a
yelled.
cop and I was on their side.
I tried
Yeah.
to yell to stop as well.
Was I wrong?
Absolutely. I didn't know them. Your shot is what determined that I would be on their side.
So, where are you all based out of?
Daggerford.
Daggerford, and the Duke of Daggerford is the one who has sent you on this reconnaissance mission.
Yes.
Very well. I will approach Zurin and explain in Goblin. Yeah, it seems this has all been a misunderstanding. They are members of the Hand of Light, and they are working for the Duke of Daggerford. They thought that they were defending themselves against ambushers, and do greatly apologize for any damage and inconvenience that they've caused. They would like to continue with their mission for the Duke, and have offered to assist all of us in removing this tree. Should you accept, we can all shake hands, get the rest of your team thawed out, and get this tree out of the road.
Make me a persuasion check.
God damn, Adam. Oscaron is like the smoothest talker.
I love Adam playing a bard.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it is so fantastic.
My rolls is bad. I'll spend an inspiration to reroll that. All right.
Noise. The dice
3
got
plus
this
11
one.
ain't nothing, but
Nope.
as he's chipping away at some of the ice on one of his orc companions, he says that it would be up for Ship Kurth to decide whether or not these people should be allowed to leave Luskan.
We've been traveling for a day. Are we even still in the bounds of Luskan territory?
Territory, yes, but certainly not proper. Luskan and its surrounding communities aren't necessarily isolated, but there is, except through Oceanport and River Marar into Icewind Dale, very little outside influence because of the Luxron Corps. The Luxron Corps has such a orderly and excellent execution of like policement that there is its stretch has been allowed to grow even in subtle way. A day's travel out is far for county influence, but not very surprising given the hobgoblin community.
I have an interesting idea. Can I check out the tree to see if it was cut down or if like maybe it's an old tree that a good breeze took down? Obviously,
Sure thing.
breeze, I mean a very strong wind.
Right. Why don't you make me a nature check?
Perfect. Sorry, I haven't pulled up my sheet yet.
No, you're fine.
All right, nature.
You do see that it has been, like, it has fallen from the roots, and it is a relatively, it is an old tree. It probably just had something came loose. It fell. It was not cut. It wasn't like shot down by lightning. That's as obvious as you can really pull apart with a 14.
Yeah, that's actually all I wanted.
Oz, can you ask any of them if they speak Undercommon?
Certainly, although I don't know that asking the 4 encased in ice will get us anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the ones we can talk to.
Certainly. Zoran, any chance you speak Undercommon?
He nods.
I'm going to turn to this group here and say, okay, anybody speak Undercommon here?
They all shake their head.
Great. Oz, where are we at on negotiations over there?
Zoran seems pretty insistent on the fact that we take them back to Luskan, and the Luskan Corps will decide what happens next.
I don't know if you're keeping this secret, but Ship Kurth specifically. Different.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll make that clear. That was an Adam misunderstanding.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. Okay,
Mhm.
just so we know, or just so I know, do you understand what the difference is between the two?
I do not.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Ship Kurth is the governing force that is the Drow society that has built Luskan. The Luxron Corps is the governance that has been brought in that is specifically over the hobgoblins and goblinoids that have been invited to Luskan under Ship Kurth.
Got
That
it.
make sense?
hmm
So Ship Kurth is the government, and Luxron Corps is the essentially the police force and military.
While we're clarifying things, the Hand of Light is investigating the Emperor where?
Somewhere north of Neverwinter.
North of Neverwinter. Oh, thank you.
Approaching the one Oz is talking to in Undercommon. Say, you can understand me? Okay.
Simple nod.
Okay. Is there a path you can see that lets these go free?
No. Not from here.
Yeah, Haza like rubs the side of her face for a second.
Are we sure we can't,
Thanks.
Goblin? Are we sure we can't take this up as just an accident, because it looks like they didn't have anything to do with the tree, and so there seems to be fault equally on both sides. Perhaps we just let it go, leave it up to an accident on both sides.
That will be for Ship Kurth to decide.
Are you the superior officer here?
I am.
So you negotiate on behalf of the rest, naturally.
His eyes flick over all of the other frozen bodies, and he nods again.
So it's also naturally your responsibility for gesturing to like the war zone we're standing in.
That's correct. I should offer a report upon my return.
And would it speak well to you or yours that a prestigious military group like yours was required, well, I should say required some wandering strangers to save you?
His eyes are cold when he stops what he is doing and looks at you. And he does not say anything.
Is there not some way we could come to a peaceful negotiation here?
Make me an intimidation check.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Hazard gets slightly bigger, like physically bigger.
He takes a step closer to you and looks up at you and says, "It is my honor to take accountability for the mistakes that have been made today. But to hand these prisoners into the faithfulness of some strangers, however heroic their actions may be, not be taken kindly by the Corps."
To be clear, we don't want custody of them. If this was a disagreement on the road between two parties, all we are here is our arbitration.
I, nor the Corps, asked for your arbitration.
But you needed it.
It is by the grace of your ally, Mr. Von Drar, that these prisoners are not having their hands removed and their tongues cut before being taken to Luskan.
Yeah, Haza just shrugs.
I don't understand. If they mistook you for an ambush and were defending themselves, and they were attacking these guys because if ever, why are they prisoners? I don't understand this.
That was an undercoming, right?
No, that was just common.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't speak any language that aren't Elfish.
I'll
Because
translate that.
Yeah.
They will need to be brought in for the violence incurred on the road, for the soldiers that have been put in harm's way. It will be for Ship Kurth to decide what is done with them after.
Well, look, I understand and respect the fact that you are willing to live by the repercussions of your actions, be they good, bad, or indifferent. I would expect nothing less from a member of Ship's Kurth. However, you might also want to consider that if these individuals are to be believed, they are here on direct order from the Duke of Daggerford, and your actions might be considered interfering with that. In which case, the repercussions are considerably more than just a black mark from the Kurth. Are you sure you're willing to risk that?
There's not hesitation before he nods.
Very well. I will inform them of your decision, and I'm sure they won't be helping, but we'll be happy to help you remove this tree. And I guess at that point you can be on your way. And I'll turn to the group that's tied up, the hand of light. I'm terribly sorry, friends, but Zoran over there is insistent that he take you back and let the authorities hear your story and probably do a little investigating of their own and come to a proper decision. I can assure you that, at least from my experience, that you will be treated fairly, and if your story checks out, you'll be on your way. A little later than perhaps you had hoped, but on your way nonetheless.
Brutus's leg kicks Wainwright in the side and just says, "This is your fault." And Trace just nods and says, "We'll take it."
I am genuinely sorry. We tried.
It's fine. It's fine. We can help. We can do it, right? Right? And she nods at everyone else, trying to like encourage them to. And Brutus just sort of remarks, "Are you gonna lift the tree?" I'll try. I'll try.
Well, let me be clear. None of you are going to lift the tree because none of you are going to get untied.
Yeah.
That is just kind of acknowledged by all of them.
Wonderful. Now, Zoran, first order of business, let's move your frozen friends out of the way.
All right.
Which one of these was said they were the leader again? Of the humans?
They have not established
I
a
guess
like.
it's kind of the archer,
leader.
isn't it?
He's the one who's been talking, but
Yeah. I will like kneel down and say, okay, I'm gonna leave a piece of paper with one of you. Just gonna put it in your pack. It's gonna be confiscated, but hopefully you get it back after you get out. Would you mind sending me a message so that I know that we don't need to help you once we get back?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, my name is Haza.
Hi. Haza.
Yeah. You don't have to pretend to be cheery. I will fold up one of the messenger sheets and just put it into like her discarded bag. I'm not making any I'm not trying to sneak it or anything.
Right. Okay. Working on moving some frozen orcs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Who's all working on that?
Well, I'm back in the car.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go watch over the band.
I'll help roll an orc.
Oh my god.
Check my spell slots.
I mean, we're gonna have to break them out from the bottom and then roll them, and then it'll be faster to thaw them that way.
I can vortex warp 2 of them.
It is very helpful.
You probably be wise to do the 2 orcs that are gonna weigh a lot more.
Yeah. It's a big block.
Yeah, I'll just wherever I'm pointed to put them, that's what I'll do. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean that works.
Torek, when you get back to the cars, the carriages, Zed's head is hanging out the window. We saw some stuff in the sky. Is everything all right?
Yeah. Bunch of ship Kurthay holes got in a fight with a bunch of other schmucks. Fight's ended. Everybody's alive. Some slightly frozen. They're moving stuff. They're gonna move the tree. I'm just gonna make sure nothing back here while they're doing it.
Gives you a thumbs
Also,
up.
I'm 2 feet tall. I'm not really moving a giant statue, so.
Inks is on top of one of the hobgoblins trying to rock it back and forth until it tips.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what kind of magic or feats of athleticism are people are providing for this?
Pommel strike, pommel strike, pommel strike.
To the dudes in the ice?
I mean, I'm going along the bottom, just slowly working my way so we can tip them over. There's lots of clearance between them.
Tipping them over sounds so foolhardy. It sounds so dangerous. Like, they're not
Why?
frozen solid and aren't going to shatter into a million
They're in a
pieces,
block.
but they're not in a block. They're like they have like ice over them. Like, I mean, I'll let you do it. It's just gonna take a while to do this.
I mean, it's gonna take longer to just stand and slowly pull pieces off. I guess I could just start Eldritch blasting it over and over again.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna try and tip one of these 2 hobgoblins just enough so that I can hold onto it and drag it to the side of the road.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you give me an athletics check?
Yeah.
Oi. Okay.
Oh, I
You still
actually
can do it. I was just, if you had rolled well, I was gonna say you're not winded enough to do a second one afterwards.
I'm gonna go up to one of them in the block. Say, okay, I'm gonna need everybody to stand way back.
Inks moves away.
Yeah. I'm gonna use fucking Thunder Step to get one of them out. It's gonna make the loudest goddamn noise ever.
That's fucking funny.
Just boom. Yeah, and teleport one out. I feel like this is not a spell used enough to know, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go like over slightly off into the trees a little bit, just to make sure.
Say,
Got
Hazel.
one. Yeah.
I appreciate greatly that you warned us all that we should stand back. In the future, should you decide to use this spell again and have enough time to put out warnings, perhaps a warning to also cover our ears might be helpful.
Okay. Yes, true. In fairness, the last time I used it, I wasn't thinking as much about the sound. The sound actually seemed to help.
Understood. Just
Yeah.
a
No,
request for next time.
Yeah, next time we'll make like a safe word or something. Like thunder.
Mhm.
And then you know.
Wonderful. Does anybody have any bright ideas for this tree?
Yeah.
Set it on fire.
Oh, we could maybe
Yeah, I
push
like
it with
that.
one of the cars while everyone else helps.
You want to run my brand new carriage into that thing? Oh,
She shrugs. These arms aren't gonna do it.
Mhm.
Maybe hook a rope to the back of a carriage.
Oh, that's a lot more rational.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the horses to just the tree. That way they're not carrying the weight of both.
Oh no, our carriages are like cars.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot.
They're like cars,
They're horses.
but they don't have tires. They have carriage wheels. Important distinction for the exact thing you are discussing.
Torque, can you like dig a ramp? I can kind of slide
What?
it.
can I dig
Yeah, like a ramp. I mean, all a ramp is just a steady incline. So like you just dig a little bit down more and more.
I mean, I could dig at the roots and we could like bury half the trunk, like stand it up.
Does anybody have an axe?
No,
I have a sword. It's kind of dull.
I have a gun. It is perfectly useless in this situation.
Ditto to
I can
mine.
make my sword fire. Well, not all the way fire, just have fire in it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have an axe.
All right. I forgot to imagine that the root wall is the heaviest part, so that should probably stay where it is. If we can push the top of this tree closer to the side of the road, maybe at least there'll be enough room for the carriages to pass.
At the very least, enough for us to cut away the top to allow more to pass. Easier to cut the stuff on the top than the stuff on the bottom.
Sure, we'll use what strength and tools we've got. Don't have the ideal tools for the job, but we'll see what we can get done. So, to be clear, it sounds like we're talking about using some combination of fire and just hacking away at this thing with swords, right? To reduce some of the weight on it. Is that accurate? and then we're going to try and move the pieces or the rest of it. Are we running the carriages into it?
I feel like that's the last resort is ramming our carriages into it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
we'll
could
just
try
take
to pull it before that.
Yeah, well, we could just take a rest here and have a nice bonfire.
Have somebody stationed on the other side to keep it from getting to the tree line.
Can we just go around? Is there enough?
I mean, even if you could go around, which you very likely could not, the Luxron patrol that is here to move this tree.
Yeah. Guess how much Torque gives a shit about their job.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you're right. I'm just saying, like,
Sounds like their problem.
Asking them in Undercommon, what was your plan?
see, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Zurin tells you that the easiest way to move this tree would be to pivot point from the root system, but grab these looser boughs at the top and just haul it to the side.
So the
Okay.
first
Can be
pass
done
then.
with a
Yeah.
which can be done with a feat of strength. It just has to be done. And he's no longer capable of doing it because the other 4 members of his patrol are blocks of ice currently.
I'm gonna use cast off to pop all my armor off. Just set it in a pile and start stretching. This is gonna suck.
Things will stretch with Haza.
Yeah, don't forget to stretch. Before is good, after is better.
He's a PE teacher. It's so funny to me. Okay, so
All right, everybody.
Give that a fucking shot. Oh god.
Oz is going to do a couple things before we do this, all in the guise of like, okay, here's the plan. We're going to do this on 3, but he is giving Inks and Haza and Mel all bardic inspiration, right? And he's casting Hyacinth, are you helping us out with this?
I don't think Hyacinth is useful here at all.
Okay. Then I am
even in the
casting
tree hall. Sorry.
I mean, I don't have any strength. I can. Yeah, I'll
Neither do
try.
I'm helping out.
Okay, then I will cast a 3rd level bless to get all 5 of us.
I'll remind you that bless is is for saving throws and attack rolls.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Then I
I'll
won't
be
do that.
ability check.
Son of a bitch. All right, but
I won't. You
Hyacinth.
don't spend your spell slot. I'm just letting you know. Like,
No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hyacinth, you will also get a bardic inspiration then.
All right.
all right.
Who's
And I want
who
to make
looks-
sure I'm understanding correctly. Is there fire being lit to this tree? Is there hacking and sawing done prior?
I don't think so. I think we're
Probably not.
following
All right.
Zren's plan.
Kick ass. That means we're doing my original set DC combined DC. So with every athletics check that is rolled, we'll add them all together, and let's hope you make it. Athletics checks for everyone who's got their hands on the tree.
Your bardic inspiration
Still a
is
D6.
right now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, I will spend an inspiration.
Yeah.
I knew that was
so
gonna
we've already
happen.
failed.
There
Oh,
we go.
no. I will also spend an inspiration. Sorry.
So
No
I'm at
problem.
Fuck
Mhm.
me. Okay. I have another one, but I don't know if it's worth it.
I love that the small folk is the best at this. I'm sure I can barely reach it.
And a 2 on the Bardic Inspiration dice. Yeah.
Let's see, and 10 from Haza, 13
11.
from Oz. Oh, I'm doing the flat
Yeah.
numbers first, and then I'll do all the bardics all together. 3, and let's get Zurin's in here. Okay. And let's see. 2, 7, 8, 12. Did I get all those numbers right? Let's see. Yeah, okay. This is an effortful charge, particularly since many of you have never been laborers in your life. Um, I say many. 2 of you have never been laborers. But getting this tree off the road, it is barely so. There are many boughs that still hang into the road, but the road is no longer obstructed, and has been cleared sufficiently that Zirin confidently can say that this is acceptable. Good work, everybody. You didn't even have to lower the DC by doing any damage to the tree.
Kick ass.
It's a little late, but would my Hand of Harm dealing necrotic damage helped at all?
Huh.
That have
No, the
hit
tree's
me?
already dead.
Okay. Yeah. It was just curiosity at this point.
I'll
Okay.
go through and like cut a line so it just looks aesthetic. Like cut a line in the part that's closest to scraping up against the carriages.
Just kind of machete cutting it
Yeah.
away.
Now that we've got like a target and we know we just have to make it so this piece doesn't touch.
All right.
Any idea? Would I be able to discern how long it's going to be before the rest of this crew is unfrozen?
Make me a nature check.
Nice.
Whoa.
So it's gonna get cold tonight. There's a very real chance if they are not thawed before sundown that they will stay frozen overnight because it'll be cold enough to keep the ice. That said, there's not enough sun today for them to be thawed in the sun.
Well, we got a dead tree that we can make a fire out of. Not the entire thing, like we break off branches.
Alice, do you relay that to us?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go over to the humans, kneel down again, it's like sweaty and panting, and be like, "Okay, so time to earn some goodwill, maybe. Do any of you have any way of getting them out of those blocks faster?"
Hold on, I gotta check spells now. Hold on.
Inks is already breaking branches.
Yeah, Oz will help Inks with that.
I think the best I might be able to do is just conjure enough fire to begin melting the ice. And not like a. Oh, I mean, I could. Well, not like a fireball. I mean, I could do that, but I don't think that's gonna help. But little fires.
Okay. I'm gonna get you to your feet. Walk you over here for a second. Okay.
Okay.
I'll like glance over to like Zern, who's currently in the process of like I assume still trying to break them out.
Uh-huh.
I am going to hold up the sword and step behind her and say, "Okay, I'm not going to cut you, okay? But
I don't like how
he,
you said that.
Great
I
start.
know. It's just that I'm about to put a sword near you, and that
Okay.
is so that he will let you help, okay?"
Okay.
Yeah, I will like march her over with the sword to her neck, to Zern, and then say like she wants to help in Undercommon. She wants to help get them out. Will you allow her?
He nods.
I will like relay to her like, okay, uh, whatever you can do, do it.
I'll need my hands.
Yeah, I'll look over to Zern and Undercommon and say, she's gonna need her hands.
His eyes move to your sword, and he
Mm-hmm.
nods.
Yeah, I will say to her, I am gonna trust you, okay?
It would be really stupid of me to not help at this point.
I agree, but I don't know where you're at right now, you know? It's
Yeah.
been a day for you, probably.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I will, like, with one hand kept to her throat, pull out a dagger with the other hand and just cut her bindings.
Okay.
Take her a couple steps forward so that she can get into range to actually help.
Yeah. I'm okay. I also need my wand. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Let's go get that real quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's gonna continue. Again, I'm doing this so that he gets off our ass about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just please be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah, I'm not going to cut you. And also
Okay.
it's kind of blunt anyway.
I don't
It'll
know how.
it'll
Okay.
still hurt, but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay. You like walk her
Yeah.
backwards.
I just like we're doing this weird, awkward, like kind of like waddle in time. Trying to like synchronize two people walking next to each other.
Okay, I'm gonna have to bend down because it's in the
Yes,
pile
go
of
ahead.
stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
uh, more uncomfortable shuffling as she kind of blindly pats the bags until she finds. Okay, I've got it. Okay,
Yeah.
we can. Yep. And I can actually do it from here if that's okay.
No, we're gonna get closer, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Back the way you go, and she says, "Okay, I can. Are we ready? Can we? Is that all right?"
Uh, behind her back, I turn and look at Torek and make a gesture for like a gun gesture with like fingers. I mouth
raises his gun.
I mouth just in case. And lean forward. Yeah, let's do this. Come on. You
Okay.
got this.
She casts a small yellow flaming sphere near these bodies that she like just because it's a slightly higher level spell with a little bit more power to it. It begins melting through the ice quickly, and then it moves as well. And at least can take in like the minute or so that it's allowed to be conjured, take the ice off of the bodies. They're still like they'll still need like medical
Yeah.
treatment, but
They're
but
not well.
yeah.
They're just not
It-
frozen.
Inks drops all the twigs she's been carrying.
I'm gonna reach my hand out for her to drop the wand into my hand.
She sets it into your hand.
I'll look over to Zern and in Undercommon say, satisfactory?
He nods again.
Will this be included in your report?
Naturally.
Yeah. I'll pat her on the shoulder and say, good job. That
Thank you.
should help.
Okay, can I walk back without the sword? Is that going to be okay?
I like look at the wand in my hand. I'm gonna hang on to this for a second, return it to your bag, but yes.
Yeah, no problem.
We
Sounds
might
good.
have to retie your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll like hold on to the wand for a second till she sits down and we get her hands retied.
Uh-huh.
I'll slip one of the messenger sheets into her bag as well. Yeah, that's Hazel steps back and just is like, okay, that's what I got. That was my good idea.
Highway diplomacy. Now what?
I mean, can anybody help them? They're still kind of.
I would say
up.
for the medical treatment, do we need to roll, or is that like a hand wave, given enough time kind of thing?
Say it one more time.
For the medical treatment for those frozen in ice, do we need to roll for it, or is it like given enough time where it's hand waved?
Why don't you give me a medicine check so I can tell you what you think that they need, so you can determine whether or not that's possible.
Perfect. Ooh.
What'd you roll?
8.
Okay. This is one of those things that I actually have a lot of knowledge in because I live in the mountains. So with an 8, they're breathing. They are all shivering. They're not well. Maybe stick them by the fire. They'll warm up and it'll be okay.
Guess I'll go back to creating the fire that I earlier gave up on.
Let me see if I have anything.
Yeah, and anyone can roll a medicine check if they would like to.
That might actually be nope. Never mind.
Ooh, I don't have lesser restoration prepared.
I rolled a nat 1. They look cold.
Yeah, they
Well,
look
they're
cold.
Very
breathing.
They are breathing, and that's not nothing.
Alright, I've almost finished setting up this bubble wand, and then I'll come and determine your results. Alright, dude, here you go. Ugh. Mickey Mouse did one thing good for this household, and it's made a kick-ass bubble wand.
Powerful.
Yeah.
I will say the fact that they're still shivering is a good sign.
They're not dead.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
like deep
actually-
hypothermia sets in and they stop.
It appears the
shivering, so
organism is still functioning.
Oh, kick ass, Mel. Okay. All right. Mel, you are seeing what is late stages like hypothermia. Which means that they're not necessarily in acknowledgement. Well, I mean, they're very cold and not talking a whole lot, but they're not in like acknowledgement that something is wrong. They need to be taken to a facility and cared for intensively as quickly as possible. They are like they could die still.
Yeah, I'll have Oz translate that.
Does us translate that?
No, before I translate that, just in common to everybody, I'm going to say, look, they're out here with no vehicles and now with 4 prisoners that they've got to move. You know that if they need medical attention and they need it that quickly, the quickest way to do it is to put them in our cart and go back from where we came.
I don't remember from last session, but are we operating under a certain timetable?
The only timetable you have is that in about 3 weeks' time, Lauclius has something that you guys might be interested in participating in if he allows it. But that's 3 weeks from now, and you are currently on a trek that's going to be at least a 12-day travel there and back, with however many days you might be there. And remember, when I say a week, I'm talking a 10-day.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going back then.
How many of them are there? 9. That's more than can fit in my carriage. Right. Pretty sure. And that's with us.
Some people are going to be riding on the roof, yeah. Not them.
Well, and I mean, people will be walking by its side. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. These things aren't going like 50 miles an hour,
Correct.
right? Like you can pretty easily walk next to it. So yeah, I mean, to be clear, I'm not even necessarily advocating that that's what we need to do. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that that's the quickest way to get them all back.
I mean, the alternative is they die.
Well, I mean, there are other alternatives. Presumably, I mean, I don't know, but it stands to reason that if we use whatever healing capabilities and magics that we have, and get a nice bonfire going, and perhaps stick around tomorrow and rinse and repeat, then yeah, maybe we're enough of an intervention. I mean, that I don't know, but it's another option if we don't
Yeah.
want to go back. I just want to make sure. I don't want to translate it for him before we've had an opportunity to discuss what we believe the options are, because certainly I'm going to translate it, and then Zorn's going to have presumably going to have some requests. I can't imagine he's just going to go, okay. But actually, given our interaction with him thus far, maybe that's exactly what he'll do.
Yeah. Do you have any magic right now, or are you tapped?
I do.
So we start with trying to get, at a minimum, either we can get one of them walking, and that will help, or we stay and keep trying that, I guess, right? Like, either way, I guess see what magic does to one of them.
Are they all
It
completely
fixes it.
unfrozen at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'll just start going around with Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I do know something in my repertoire that usually cures like sickness and poison as well as healing. Might cure whatever they have, but I need to rest to prepare it.
I'll give you some info, Mel, with your 19. That ordinarily something as deadly as this can be, I would say would need like a greater restoration. It's effectively putting on exhaustion levels.
Right.
But I will say that if you wanted to use lesser restoration on them, you would buy them significant time.
With my Hand of Healing now doing a lot more with Physician's Touch, would that potentially help at all?
Can you populate?
Yeah, sure. It only does blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned.
So effectively the same as lesser restoration, right?
I think a couple extras, but yeah.
Let me just compare the two. I'm inclined to say yes. Deafened, blind, paralyzed, poisoned, and then yours also includes stunned.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say that this could do the thing that Mel said. Like Mela says, I can do a little bit, and it just kind of clicks. Like, oh, I think I know what you're talking about, and I can help.
Okay,
So
I'm
I'd
buying
say
in
you could do this. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's mostly what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
I'm considering it.
Does the healing look like it's helping at all?
The healing is restoring hit points, but it isn't going. It isn't going to soothe the like onset of the condition.
Fair enough.
I mean, they all of them were hanging out at a couple HP, so every little
Yeah.
bit of healing is good in this
Yep.
instance. Holy fuck, a 12.
Just the
So yeah,
sound of
that's
dice.
that's uh
A lot.
yeah, I mean
20
I'll
on the
just-
first one.
right. So it's basically 20 for one person, 21 for another person, 11 for the third, and 13 for the fourth.
Yeah, that puts pretty much everyone up, if not at full, close enough.
Mhm.
Like you're,
Nice.
yeah, they're all well enough to like speak now, but that's kind of going to indicate to you the point of like delirium that many of them are at. God, this condition is so fascinating. You go into denial about whether or not there's something wrong. You stop feeling the cold entirely, and then you freeze to death. That's
Yeah.
like what happens.
Kneel down to my favorite humans. Well, human plus again. So every one of them that die is going to be bad for you. Any of you got anything for hypothermia?
Let me see if the priest does. Oh my god, he does actually have it prepared today.
I look over at the jackass.
I'm trying to think of how this.
Yeah, we're not on good terms.
Yeah. The Trius, the rangers, says you need to put blankets on them, but not many, just slowly, and warm them up incrementally.
Okay, that's a good start.
And the cleric kind of begrudgingly says, "I can help."
Okay, I trusted her, all things considered. You, can I trust you to save them to save your own ass?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Okay, I'm gonna put a sword to your neck a little bit more enthusiastically than I did her.
You won't.
Jesus,
So
just
you-
let them. I mean, a few minutes ago we were trying to figure out how to get these people free. Like, if we do nothing, those guys die. These guys walk free. Everybody except them is happy. Can we just? No. Okay.
No,
I'm
I
the
mean,
asshole
you
here.
actually
Got it.
present a compelling point. Okay, my asshole friend here.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't fault your logic, to be honest. You can go over and try to save them and potentially buy more time, either more time off your sentence, maybe better bargaining power,
I'll
or
need
you
my
can
shield.
okay, that will get you. I turn around and like look at the shield that got dropped into the dirt after Torque shot. Okay, you can have the shield. Do not make me hit you again, please.
He just rolls his eyes.
Do you not think I won't?
Keza, focus.
I'll help.
Not an idiot. Let's just.
I take the shield. Do you need to have your hands untied, or can you hold the shield with two hands?
I'll need my hands.
Fuck me. Okay. Somebody
Holding
else
a
take
shield with your
responsibility.
hands tied.
What? Fucking.
Behind your
This
back.
dude's outnumbered like 10-1. Just.
I know, but people are fucking stupid, Torque.
Also, I'd like to point out, I believe they're practically dead on their feet as it is.
Doesn't
Like,
mean they
there's
can't
gaping-
cause harm.
Yeah, but there's gaping open wounds,
Yeah, he tried-
actively bleeding.
Okay. As I'm pulling out a dagger. What's your name?
No, hold on. I'm sorry. This is your rope. Are you cutting your rope?
No.
Okay, just
Fucking- Untie
Because you
the
lose rope when you cut
Yeah, I know.
rope.
Untie the knot.
Wainwright.
Wainwright. Okay. Started off on bad terms. Maybe we'll make him a little better. I'll like walk over, pick up the shield, and hand it to him. Make a better choice, please.
I mean, he takes it. He doesn't take it aggressively. He just takes it and he
Yeah.
goes and casts Lesser Restoration using the remainder of his second level slots and then some third level slots.
Oh, bless.
You did it to each of them?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You didn't want to use your fucking.
I was close. I was very close, but hearing these conversations, I was holding off.
He
Got a
begins
compelling
walking back towards his companions with the shield, and doesn't stop, but looks back at you, Haza, and says, "I'm going to heal my friends."
I will watch.
He just begins a prayer of healing.
Just so we're clear, you're just healing your friends?
He does not stop his prayer to answer you.
Oh, that's going to go over well.
One thing at a time.
Okay. Anything else you all are doing? It is now getting on towards sunset.
Will he let me retie his hands? I walk over with the rope and just look at him.
There's significant obstinance more in the direction of, do you really think this is necessary?
I just nod and like glance meaningfully over at Zern, like tending to his people, and just nod, like push the rope, like.
He just asks to be tied with his hands in front of him this time.
Yeah. I look over at the other people who have their hands tied behind them. Oh fuck! Is every who's better with knots?
Do we have a sailor among us?
Yes.
Ropes are retied.
Yeah.
Everyone is bound. The members of the Luxron Corps are no longer dying, but are still showing symptoms. And it is getting to the point where it would become necessary for you to prepare for a long rest. So what do you want to do?
Set up my tent, dig my hole.
Start a
Oh,
big
wait,
old fire.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
are we stopping or are we going to go?
We're stopping. I think.
Do we have, with the time that was bought, do we have reasonable, or would it be reasonable for us to conclude that they'll survive the night, especially next to a fire and with blankets?
Sorry, one more time.
Sure. Do we have reasonable belief that with fire and blankets and the lesser restoration that was performed on them, that they'll survive the night?
Yes.
Perfect. Then, yeah, let's stop and sleep.
This shelter that Torek provides, who is it open to?
Whoever. All right. Everybody it'll be warmer down here. Get in the hole. I'm not making it any bigger. You're gonna have to crawl through the entrance. The chamber itself is big enough to stand. Don't look at me like that. I'm trying to keep other things. Get in the damn hole.
I want just a clip of
Get in the
Torek
damn hole.
trying to convince everyone to get in the damn sleeping
Eventually,
hole.
we'll get a super cut. A supercut that's just 15 uninterrupted minutes of Torque trying to explain the hole. It's fine. It's a fine hole. You can sleep in it. God damn it.
It's warm and it's comfortable and there's room inside.
Warm, it's safe. What more do you want? It's underground. It doesn't get any better.
Hyacinth has no complaints.
I will wait until because I'll transfer the second half, and I'm not going to come in until I'm ready to do that, so I don't keep anyone up with my bell tinkering.
Where are you going to be working on that? Because it's gonna get cold outside.
It was do we have a fire?
Not outside, because all of the orcs and hobgoblins are gonna go inside, where they will be kept warm without needing a fire.
Well, I mean, I'll just be near the hole, but just outside.
Okay. Are you going to have a fire?
No.
Okay.
Oz is
Inks
going to
was
start a
setting-
fire outside.
Yeah, Inks was setting one up.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was gonna say you won't be able to do spell work without light, because you can't read at night.
Yeah, I can.
Can you?
I have dark vision.
Oh, dark vision does not like dark vision doesn't allow you to read and write at once it's dark out.
I don't see why. Okay.
I mean, have tried reading when it's really dark?
Yeah, but we can talk later. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I just for dark vision allows you to see dimension and stuff, and it specifies non-color. So, writing is one of those things that still kind of requires light, in my understanding. But you have a fire, you have a tent, and most people are going into the hole. Are we setting up watches?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, well, at least Oz is taking a shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay on the outside with Oz.
All right. What order would you like to shift in? Miles.
Well, I mean, I'll be up for the first 4 hours. Not a bad idea to have more people watching as well, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say spells or watching.
I guess I'll take the middle watch.
Okay.
Inks will take the last watch.
Yeah, I'll take one of the middle watches as well.
And I'll take the first watch.
Okay, we'll have a perception check from the first watch.
Ooh.
Okay. As it gets dark, you see some people who are on the road still and passing by, and seeing kind of the remnants of what kind of still is the wreckage of the skirmish, like the cone of ice across the ground and the odd tree. But none of them appear to be problematic folks. And midwatch.
I'll do it.
I can assist.
Not good at watching.
Am I assisting or am I rolling separately?
I feel like you roll separate. Feels like Torque's doing his own thing.
Hey.
His is doing her best, but Torque's actually watching.
All right. Nothing for you all, and nothing of note anyway. Just that it is very cold, and you don't want to be outside. And then third watch.
And I guess I am up for this one because I was taking a watch. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Yeah, uneventful night for all of you. And no more snow today.
And we fucking rolled so well and nothing happened.
Maybe that's why nothing happened.
I, for one, am
This is
thankful.
not like the gambler's fallacy.
Okay.
That is a successful long rest.
Yes, a successful long rest, and we'll take our 15-minute break and be back at the top of the hour. All right. So we are on the dawn of your third day on your trek to Hulbeck. You have no more snowfall this morning, just some light, sparse and gray clouds, and kind of the drab dreariness of winter in the grass. So what's the plan? Are you sending the patrol back to town as they are? Technically, possibly, likely fit enough to travel and not going to die on the way back, or what are you doing?
I prepared a lesser restoration of last rest, so before they go on their way, I can cast one.
Okay, I think that is a good idea.
Okay. Oops.
Between the two lesser restorations they've had on them, it won't equate to a greater, but it'll get them close enough that they can get to a healer in town. You can assume with confidence, without concern.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Are we giving them one of the carriages, or they're okay to make it back without after the rest? I'm sorry, I'm staring into space for a moment there.
I believe at this point we are confident that they are fine to make it back into town and to a healer. Is everybody on that page?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think they're
Great.
traveling with at least one healer. Can't talk to him apparently, but it's not like that's caused problems for him before.
We also need to make sure they have enough rope so we get our rope back. Surely they brought rope, right? Like,
Honestly, Haza, do you care if they didn't? Just take your damn rope.
yeah.
Look, if there's not enough trust between those two groups at this point, like, we should just draw a circle in the ground, put two of them in there, and toss a knife in the middle.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see.
I mean, it was fairly obvious who was going to win in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them would cold blast whoever was going for the knife.
Can't cold blast without a wand, and all they've got is a knife.
Okay, so you're taking away any force multipliers.
Strip them down, put them in the circle, one knife in the middle. Is everyone looking at me like that?
This is very.
I wasn't saying we had to do. I was.
No, it felt very specific.
Mel also just like does a motion with her hands and does like a small incantation, like holding her hands off her mace, and like a ray of like gray light hits somewhere in the distance. Yeah? I mean, I don't need a wand either. That sure would hurt a lot more than a knife.
Generally speaking, I think I am with Torque that this is not really our problem.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, shall we leave it to them then?
Do you want to go give him a pep talk, and I'll give Book a Thumb these few here pep talk?
Sure. Zarn,
Good morning.
safe travels. This is the beginning of a wonderful love story.
besides the puzzled look he gives you, this statement is not acknowledged.
Yeah, they're good to go, Haza.
I'll look at the assembled humans plus here. So I'm gonna be getting my rope back. Will you please go with them?
Yeah?
If you choose not to, will you at least let me know ahead of time via one of the papers?
Mel sort of butts in and is like, oh yeah, I would also like to be. Actually, I could just go through Haza, but if you do end up, she sort of runs a thumb across her throat. Drop us a
Okay.
line.
I'd prefer not that.
Well, of course we would prefer not that, but just in case.
None of them acknowledge this weird request.
I'll call over to Oz. Ask Zern if he's got any rope before I take mine back.
I hand you my rope.
Yeah, I just coil up your rope, put it into my bag, nod, look at them, go, well, good luck. Try to behave, and hopefully you'll get through this as fast as possible. Or
Yep.
don't, just try not to kill anyone, please. Because then it would be sort of our
Yeah,
responsibility.
we're gonna try to do the thing that we came to do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
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 Okay, well, let me know how. Maybe use one paper when you get free, and then another to let me know how that's going.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you.
Yes.
Yeah, nice knowing you. Just take a step back, like rejoin the group. Just wave.
That was interesting.
Just making a note here.
Oh, this is the beginning of a beautiful love story. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's class.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the Luxron Corps patrol taking the prisoners in custody back up north on the road towards Luskan, you have your day ahead of you. You guys have effectively, so far, lost an entire day of travel, considering you guys got a late start on your way out, and spent half your day dealing with a tree and other things.
Kick ass.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mount up. Let's
Ironically,
go.
the tree was the easiest part to deal with. Yep. Let's take off.
To the carts. How are you getting on? How you mounting up?
Well, I'm driving one, so.
I'm driving you.
I'm back on the top of mine.
Yeah, I will get in the second cart.
Hanging out next to Haza.
I'll also hop inside of Torik's cart.
All right. The road from this point is noticeably less well maintained. That fallen tree seems to have been near what effectively was the boundary of the hold of the Luxron Corps. Tremendous benefit to having such a well organized and well oiled machine for a culture group in the city is that they have put in a lot of work to keep things running excellently. But that luck seems to run out today. Well, this is a main road, and you see a good handful of folks on your way. A few people giving you all somewhat skeptical or even insightful glances in your direction, trying to sort of assess what you might all be about. Nobody tries to, I don't know, shoot flaming arrows into the carts and start a fire and rob you or anything. You have a relatively easy day, just on a
Speaking
bumpy,
of awfully specific.
bumpy, muddy roads today. Patches of patches of puddles are iced over, and the slight glare of the sun against some of the gray of the horizon kind of just mutes into dreary landscape, but altogether not a dreadful experience in your day to day. And as you are traveling, there is a sign that comes up that lets you know that a good maybe 15 or sorry, not closer to like 8 miles away, which would travel into the night if you were to go this far. There is a city that is listed as Bear's Hold. Um, uh, that even given Hayes's good survival check like earlier on to kind of have an idea of how far you're going, this is not so notable as to be a recognized location, but would be a convenient good place to stop, especially given that you have lost time. You would just have to power through a couple more hours if
I'm
you
good
so
with that.
choose.
Let's make it.
Agreed.
Fine by me.
Okay. Seeing as there's not any discontent at the idea of actually spending the night in an inn, you spend a couple more hours into the night, arriving into town, maybe 11, closer, maybe about midnight, into a city that is predominantly very similarly structured to Luskin stonework with plaster painted over much of it. You see as you wander in, the city is not built off of the main road, but around it, just like a highway town. Um,
Hmm.
In the dark, many of the streets are lit by lanterns, and you see the reflected faces of a variety of pale and then dark-skinned individuals, many of whom appear to be human by size, but you see a good number of short folk as well. Let's see. Uh, yeah. Does anyone stop and ask for directions towards an inn or anything? Or are you just
Yeah,
kind of
sure.
wandering? Yeah, you ask?
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah, what do you say?
I will sort of nudge Haza to ask.
Hello. Where is a good spot for us to, I guess, sleep for the night?
The person that you kind of pull up next to, while the city apparently makes good use, its inner city highway area that cuts through the town is very well kept, actually, compared to outside, and even cobbled, which is quite impressive to you. But it doesn't seem to be particularly strange to see carts or wagons even still this late at night still coming through, but the sort of lightly drunk person that you find does take visible notice of the fact that you are in the height of Arcanotech right now, with a horseless carriage, and just says, you could probably afford the Coalition's Rest down that way. Points.
That'll work. I'll like flip him a silver.
That's an eager drop into the ditch to find what fell into the road.
Yeah, look, it's one of those. It sounds a lot better in theory than in practice.
All right. You want to head the way he pointed you out?
Yeah.
Okay. You come to a significant,
How well lit is it here?
well enough that you can take your helmet off and see well.
Got it. Yeah, I was
Not-
about to say.
Not bright, but you can see well.
Okay.
And likewise, you see in sort of a very central location to this city and pretty near the highway, with actually a very large road paved off of the highway directing in this area. There is a very large stable house that is next to a supremely well kept, well painted and maintained tavern with a thatched roof, and even in the dark you can see like pristine white walls painted onto the plaster. That has a swinging sign that reads Coalition's Rest with with two crossed swords under dangling from the sign. It is spilling warm light. You can hear people still up inside, though just kind of the slurred, very exhausted sort of alertness. They're it is getting on enough that most people are finding their way home at this point.
Ritzy place.
Do y'all park and go in?
Sure, why not? I guess.
Is this going to
Can
be
we take
okay
the
with
steering wheel with us?
Hyacinth, why don't you make me actually an Arcana check?
I would. I'm kind of in the middle of something else right now, but I would
Would
love
you like-
to do that.
Would
Please
you like me to roll for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. With a 22, you actually would feel relatively confident that you could probably manage to handle one of these vehicles, but that the average person could absolutely not. This isn't even something that someone is capable of hopping in and joyriding in, because unless you can figure out how to get it started, it won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, someone could probably push it because it is still just a wagon, but it'd be a lot of effort on someone's part to really mess with it.
Yeah, I'll kind of say all that. Yeah, unless someone ties some horses to it and drags it off, I think it should be fine.
Want to check with Grifter's Bone, make sure this place is fine with them. I figure wherever they're planning to stay, we shouldn't be too far.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Probably
imagine
not a
that-
bad idea to find out how many rooms are available and what the cost is first.
Gonna talk to Grifter's Bone first, or the innkeeper?
I'm going to head in and talk to the innkeeper, find out if there are rooms available, and if so, how many, and how much they cost apiece.
All right. You walk in, you see a good couple handfuls of people who have more or less availed themselves to corners of the room now, and the tap room is still operated by a halfling woman with coppery skin and freckles and thick knotted hair that she has tied back. You can see just under her bangs what looks like some tattooed design across her brow. And she grins to you as you enter, and she says, "Travelers from up north."
Well, from the west, really. I'm curious if you've got rooms available this evening.
Oh, just give me one moment. Let me check. And she steps behind behind the bar. She drops down to like a lower level of a step, and then goes to the back where she begins counting some keys on hooks. And she says, "We have 3 double rooms still available for 10 gold apiece."
And is that it as far as availability?
Unfortunately, tonight, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. I will let my friends know and come back in with our decision. And I'll head out and let everybody know there are 3 doubles available. So enough room for 6 people.
Or more if you squeeze.
Oh, 6 people is what we got, right?
Well,
I'm
plus
not
the
including
4 band.
Grifter's Bone.
Oh, right.
I mean, if for what it's worth, I won't be requiring a bed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I really count as taking up an entire side of a bed either.
Me too.
Brooke just sleeps under my arm like a guard dog.
Oh my god.
I mean, we could squeeze into 2 and give Grifters the other 1. I mean, we could look for other accommodations in the city. The person said, we could afford this one. That doesn't mean that it's the only one.
We should also see if they have a plan, because if they're planning on sleeping in their cart, then
Yes,
You know.
makes life much easier.
You go check in.
Mhm.
Yep.
If we could get beds tonight, that would actually kick ass.
All right. Well, there's 3 doubles here, as said. So it would be tight. We can look for someplace else that has more rooms. I don't think we should be staying too far apart from each other.
I think here's fine. Yeah, I mean, if they've got 3, I mean, you and I can share. And she Silence points at her sister, and you too, and points to the 2 gentlemen in the cart who just kind of shrug. That's fine.
Yeah, there's 6. Wait, is it 3 rooms with 2 beds in each?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Oh. So that would squeeze the 6 of us into. Yeah. Oh, I was
I'll
thinking it was
sleep
1 double
in
bed.
the cart.
So, just so I'm clear, members of Grifter's Bone, you're planning on taking 2 rooms?
There seems to be some confusion between them.
Yeah, I think they're taking 1, which has 2 double beds, and then that would leave 2 rooms with 2 double beds, so 4 double. We could all fit in this place.
It's like
We would
Fantastic.
just be all in.
2 queen rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, let's go
I
inside
misunderstood
and
that as well.
That's okay.
That's-
I didn't make it very clear because I didn't use terms that we would all understand.
Should we set up some kind of watch where somebody just comes out and checks for the carts?
well,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that there's anything valuable in them, and they seem pretty hard to drive.
Well, there is the golem we need for evidence, but I
Mhm.
imagine that'd be hard to run off with. I gotta agree with you there.
Yeah.
Leave a trail, probably.
Gouge in the street.
Well, I mean, if we're concerned, I did stock some light today, so I think I might, uh, take my 4 hours spell work just outside with the cart so as not to disturb the sleepers. So I mean, I'll watch it for at least half the night.
Very well. I will head back in to Coalition's Rest and approach the halfling. Well, my name is Oscaron von Drar, and I and my friends will be taking advantage of your 3 rooms this evening. What is your name?
Georgina Thistletop. I'm the owner and also sheriff in town.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. And I'll hand over 30 gold.
And she'll hand you the keys.
Will you
Excellent.
be needing supper when you come in?
I think that would be wonderful. Thank you very much, Georgina.
She nods and begins preparing some stuff, pulling some stuff out of the back for you. When you enter, I think I might have a map. I do. I just don't have your tokens on the map yet. Give me 1 second. When you enter, it is warm and well lit. The hearth is pleasant. It suddenly occurs to you how desperately cold being outside for a couple of days really feels with the comparative warmth. Let's see. Georgina brings each of you and has some tables kind of pushed together for you all, where she serves you some chicken pasta and some hot cider, and asks if there's anything else that you'll be needing.
No, this is lovely.
Does this place have tubs?
Provide you with something, yes.
Perfect.
Hot water?
Preferably.
She nods and goes to boil you a cauldron of water.
Toric soup.
What?
You said boil a pot of water. I said toric soup.
Oh. All right. Anything anyone wants to specify?
Just that this should be the fourth 4 hours of making this spell scroll, so I'm hoping that'll be completed.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Let's see. And how long do you all stay in the tap room before going to bed?
What time is it?
It's close to midnight, and probably at about midnight when
Yeah.
you've finished eating.
Took us a few extra hours.
Yeah. Immediately to bed.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On your way up, in kind of the, on your way back, this is towards the to the rooms in the inn, um, that are kind of like dimly lit. You bump into this black-furred, tall and thin tabaxi, who's kind of like groggily making their way into the tap room and just kind of, oh, sorry, is Georgina still up?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
just so you know, don't go into the let's see. Are you guys near room like 13?
Check our keys.
No.
No. Why?
Just ask, just wondering.
Okay, well, now that you said it,
Is it a ghost?
N- no.
is it violent?
No, my roommate threw up.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
You made us worried.
Okay, well, I mean, some of us have normal problems, sorry.
You want help with that? I could clean it faster than you probably could with magic.
Wow, look at you all high
Actually,
and
that would be
mighty.
very nice. That would be very
Just,
nice.
yeah, it doesn't cost me much. It'll save you time. Just
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, come on, come
yeah.
on. And she leads you back towards towards the
Someone want to go with Haza before
Yeah,
she
I'm
wakes
gonna
up
go
with
with
no...
Haza.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's go.
all
It's gonna
three
get us
of you.
fucking killed.
I turn to Hyacinth and just say, "Man, I think these three never been in an inn before."
The room that she leads you to actually doesn't have anyone in it, but there is certainly just like some sick on the floor.
Ghost vomit.
Prestidigitation that. Do the sheets a little bit. Just anything
Thanks.
that look. Yeah, it's fine. Just you get one. This isn't a service. This is just like a nice thing that we're doing for you.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
worry.
it's really nice. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. This isn't sarcasm. I just
What's
sound
your
like this.
name?
Oh,
Just
please don't worry about her. I get that a lot too.
Yeah, Mel gets that a lot.
Indication.
my name is Fern. You can call me Fern.
Okay.
That is
and
so cute. Oh,
where's
holy
your
shit.
friend at?
He's around. Probably went to. I mean, hopefully just puke in the outhouse or something. Hopefully.
Should
Gonna
we
go-
check up on him?
I don't want to.
Just-
Okay, yeah.
Okay, hey,
Look, what are we doing?
Haza, do
know.
you want me to take this one? You can just chill out.
No.
It'll be fine. It's
gotta-
just going and seeing her friend. I will be fine.
I have an
just-
accounting of the body.
Huh?
Nothing. Where? Okay, let's go. Do you want to come with us to look for your friend, or we just gonna?
Why are we doing that? Just
I-
let the poor guy puke.
Some
You've
people
already
have
cleaned
normal
the room. We're
problems.
I
done.
know he might have poisoning. It can
That's whose
happen.
problem that isn't.
I know, but
Oh my god.
They call me cruel. Damn.
we're committed now. We're in this.
Yeah, I am too interested in where this night ends to not go along with this very fun deed that
Alright.
Haza has roped us into.
All right.
I don't get out much, Torek.
No, to be clear, this next part is your
Okay.
thread,
Just-
not
Just
Mine
to be
was the
clear,
deed.
you don't get out much, and you're spending your out time chasing after somebody you don't know who's vomit.
Well, it's an experience, Torek. She just
Okay,
sort of
I mean-
shrugs as she walks away.
It might be useful as a cautionary tale for drinking too much alcohol. In which case, it could be useful.
Noted.
Yeah. Never mind.
Fern, do you want to come with us, or
Yeah, that's sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for a second I thought you were gonna say no, and I was gonna. It's kind of a weird vibe, you know.
Well,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at them. They're you know, you probably need to sit down.
I mean, it's just late, and I
Yeah.
mean, I should. You're right. We should probably go find him. Yeah, yeah. Let's go.
All
And
right.
she crosses the room and opens the window and hops out.
Yeah.
How high up?
You are on the first floor.
I go out the window too.
I
I'm
absolutely
familiar
go
with
out
this
the window.
maneuver. I have to get a rope ladder for mine. This kicks ass just on the first floor. You just get to vault right out.
She takes you like around the building. Her ears are kind of flicked towards every kind of noise around in the alley. And her tail twitches in the darkness, but when you get to the outhouse, she kind of wraps her knuckles against it. The door swings open, and there's nobody there.
Well, not there.
Uh, yep.
Where else would be?
Should we
Yeah.
check the common room? Make sure that's not a little,
Or check for a trail of puke.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, we did go out the weird way. Yeah, let's go back around and check inside. What are Hyacinth and Oz and Inks up to?
I mean, I think Hyacinth is not really aware of what's going on and is like, well, I'm gonna go I should finish up that scroll for you tonight, Oz.
Well, what? Oh, wonderful. Yeah, it's great. Oh boy, it's been a long time out on the road. I'm gonna go get some shut eye.
Yeah. Alright, well, good night. And I'll head outside and go sit inside of one of the carriages, Torik's carriage, and just finish up the disguise self scroll.
Okay.
Inks is full starfished on a bed, drooling, taking up way more room than she needs to.
Exactly like sideways.
Okay. The rest of you go back in through the front door of the tap room, much to Georgina's like perplexed and almost immediately Fern just kind of snaps her clawed fingers and there he is, and points towards just sitting at the bar. There is a small hooded figure in brown cloth in a brown cloth cloak.
As soon as Fern leaves, Mel's gonna turn back to Haza and go like, "Ooh, mysterious cloaked stranger," then follow Fern.
I look at Torque. Is it?
it's kind of weird to sit in the common room and keep your hood up while you drink.
I mean,
But
maybe you got scars. I don't know.
When you get closer, you
still meet.
when you get closer, you see Fern sits on a bench or sits on a stool next to them, and nudges her shoulder into them. And as they turn to face her, you see the profile of a long black beak, and the hands, knobby black talons, a Kenku, who is not necessarily keeping a low profile, but just sort of covering most of their features. Um, Quietly and starts kind of clicking and chirping at her, and sort of rolls her eyes. I think I actually have token art. I don't know that I have one for him, but I might have one for her. I have both. There's one.
Cute.
His name is
Clicks.
Click.
I'm sobbing. Oh my god, I
Mm.
love Fern.
I don't like the trickling stream. It just makes me think that this person is constantly peeing.
Fern Bow. Fern Bow is the
Fern
cutest
Bow.
name in the fucking universe,
It's very
Max.
cute. It's very cute.
Did
Fern Bow and clicks.
you also pulled out fucking Georgina Thistletop? This is your naming masterclass right here. This is gorgeous work. I must commend you. Tremendous.
I'm so happy.
You're taking point here, Mel. This is your midnight adventure.
Hey, what'd they say? They all right?
They turn their head towards you and say, "All right."
You gonna stop drinking? Looked like you're in pretty bad shape based on the mess you left.
Drinking, and lift their cup towards you.
Mel just sort of takes it.
Yeah, he'll be okay. I'll keep an eye on him. Thanks for the help.
I mean,
I don't think we got your names.
Oh, I'm Mel. Pleased to meet you.
Haza.
Call me Torek.
She shakes each of your hands. Well, I'm gonna stay up with him, make sure he doesn't cause more trouble. We'll maybe see you guys around.
Oh, one sec. Do you want? I can just also really quickly sort of reset his timer, if you will, if you don't think he's gonna stop drinking.
By all means.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with a lesser restoration. Should be a little bit easier to get through the night now, hopefully.
He opens his mouth, and in the most like impressive performance of like mimicry you could imagine, you hear like just at a low volume a cacophonous sound of an entire room of people shouting cheers.
That is super impressive. She just sort of like raises the drink that Clicks gave her. Says cheers. All right, good night. That was a fun little romp.
Yeah, I'll pat Mel on the shoulder and say, "See, doesn't good for the sake of good feel good?" sometimes?"
Yeah, god
Yeah,
damn
doesn't
it.
it?
You start at you.
Yeah.
She turns around and just points at Hazen and is like, you.
Sometimes it's nice to just do good, especially if it doesn't cost you anything.
But I was so curious why you did it in the first place. And then I was like, oh, all right, maybe I can try this. And I did. And it fucking
Yeah, and how did
ruled.
it? Yeah, it felt good. Haza's just absolutely fucking beaming.
I'm on to you. I know your games.
Still just smiling. Glancing at Torek, expecting to get fucking glowered at.
Shaking his head. Just, oh my god. Unfucking.
So we're probably sharing a room, huh?
I'm gonna drink some more.
Okay.
All right,
Writing
I'm-
tomorrow. I'll be up in a bit.
going up to the room as well.
I'm gonna whisper to Mel. We definitely leave one of the beds for him, right? Like he seems like he'd
I
care.
I just imagine like a whole like all the party on one bed, just all smushed together, and then Torek on a giant
Yeah,
queen-size mattress just for him.
he seems like he'd kick. I think he.
Unlike Inks, who is in the middle of the bed, starfished out, He is up on one corner of a pillow, curled as small as he can possibly be.
Yeah, I'll absolutely relay that. I'm like, he doesn't kick.
Okay, then you sleep in. It feels like he wouldn't kick you on purpose.
You know, that's fair. I think you're safe too.
Just stares at you blankly. I don't think so.
All right. Anything else anyone gets up to before their long rest?
I'm gonna sit and talk with if unless they're telling me to buzz off, I will sit and drink with Clicks and Fern just to see, basic questions. Where are you coming from? Where are you heading? What you up to? Polite drinking conversation.
Yeah. You learn that they're from here, and that they're good friends with the owner. And this is just kind of a regular spot that they enjoy. Kind of not particularly interested in sharing like specific details, and they kind of make that. Yeah, but they're social with you for sure. But eventually, Fern says like, we need to go to bed, and drags Clicks away.
I will toast to Clicks as he is dragged off, and then go up to my own room.
All right, and all of you can take your long rest.
We solved your vomit puzzle.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
What?
I gotta go murder somebody. Hold on. I will pick up my musket and I will kick out of, open my door quietly, stomp down the hall as only 2 feet of pure rage can do.
I love the idea of closing the door quietly and then boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, do any of us hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I wake up and then see that Torik's missing, I just go, and then just like sort of roll out of bed and follow him. I'm like not in armor, but only dragging the mace.
Torik, where do you go?
I am headed to the room that Haza cleaned.
Okay.
13.
Room 13. Do you knock?
Hell no.
How do you try to get in?
Yeah, I will try to kick in the door. Which
Oh my god!
Great.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Nope. Boom.
Can you give me an athletics check? You very loudly and heavily put your foot to the door, and it rattles, but that is all.
Hey, Torik.
No, do me a favor. Turn the handle so I can kick this open.
Torik, outside.
No, they stole something.
Yeah, that's my point.
Door.
What'd they steal?
Oh, hey, Haza. Our quest continues, apparently.
What happened?
Your new friends, the ones that we have spent the time helping. Yeah, they stole my ring.
They stole your ring?
Yep.
Okay, I'll come kick the door down.
Ring was a gift. All right.
Okay.
Can we just agree that they're probably out of here by now?
Yeah, well, this will soothe the nerves.
Worth a shot, yeah.
You'll just turn the handle for me. God! All right.
Mella's gonna go outside and check outside very quickly.
Okay. Given that they were not out for very long, like following I gave Ted his message like as you're doffing your gear, because I'm assuming that's when you would notice this.
this would be about the time, Hyacinth, that you are prepared to be coming in. So you can be coming in as Mel is headed out. You have been at work. You've been doing stuff. You've just been making sure no one's touched the cards. I've used your passive perception. You have not seen anything.
And do I roll you
Yeah, sure. Roll me a persuasion or perception check.
I will persuade the knight to make me see. Um, that kind of fucked me up. Perception. That's the one I'm rolling.
Whoa.
Oh shit. The night is dark, the lights are lit, and the couple of people who you see remaining out in the streets certainly are not a Tabaxi and a Kenku.
Can I see what, like, the window to their room? Is it closed?
It is open.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go up to the window and like peek in.
There doesn't appear to be anyone inside.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
The beds are made. What was Torek doing with Haza?
We're kicking a door in, I presume.
Yeah, once we get that door open and see that there is no one in there, I will go down to the common room and try to find Georgina.
Okay. So you have I'll just be sure you guys have broken in, right? Like the door is broken.
What was the door locked?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Probably have not made it in since my plan was simply Haza, turn the handle so I can kick this door
Yeah,
open.
I'm following instructions.
Okay. I was trying to figure out what you meant by that. Yes, no, the door would have been locked.
Yeah, like I was gonna kick the door in until Torque seems to really need this, so I'll turn the handle so Torque can kick the door in.
Yeah, as soon as you put your hand to the doorknob, you realize it is locked.
Do you still want to kick the door in, or
No, I'm just gonna go find.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find the sheriff.
yeah? Should I go get my armor? Take
It's
me a
up
bit
to
to
you.
put on. I'll get the
God,
shield
it's
at
cold
least.
here all of a sudden. What in the hell?
Are there any traces outside, like by the window, like where they might have gone?
You, with the natural 20 and a 25, you are stunned that there is not a trace. Like, on the one hand, it's paved streets, but like there's not even like footprints on the windowsill.
Oh,
Just
we're gonna
gone.
detect magic.
Interesting.
Because I feel like if they used a spell or something to cover up their like traces,
Okay,
it
fair
might
enough.
show up as like an illusion, mayhaps.
Okay. Why don't you also roll me an Arcana check?
Do I notice any of this commotion and stuff as I'm coming in?
Yeah, as you're
surely.
coming in, you're seeing Mel like looking in through this open window and like casting a spell.
Mm-hmm. I'll just I'll ask come in and see Torque and them and just, hey, what's going on? Something.
Akutabasi and Funny Kenku stole Torque's ring. Torque is in there trying to break the door down. I'm trying to find them. Wanna help?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much help I can be. I mean, after I rest, I could, take a spell that helps me find objects, but I'd have to know the object fairly well.
It's Torque's ring, the Ring of Warmth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is, but I don't know that Torix made it very well known that that's something that he has.
That's fair, yeah. Well, I will keep looking out here.
Hyacinth, are you interested in like aiding in this exact moment or no?
So you haven't seen any trace of them leaving. I mean, I can try and see if I can detect them here somewhere.
That would actually be a good help because they might be hiding.
I'll cast detect thoughts and just start walking around looking for unseen thinking creatures.
Ooh, interesting. Very good. Okay. Um, are you only going to be outside when you do this?
No, I'll move inside and walk through the halls.
Okay. Um, so
And
given
I guess while like since she said she was going inside, I'm gonna like pop in through the window and unlock the door so she can to see
okay.
if they're hiding inside the room.
Okay. Um, I'm also gonna have Hyacinth roll me an Arcana check, and then I'll give some more information based on what you've already done.
23.
Nice.
Okay. So, climbing in through the window, neither of you detect anything. Kind of passing through the halls, Hyacinth, you can sense the dreams of the people through the wall. I think like you're kind of limited in what you can kind of feel because of the limitations of the spell, but like no one actively thinking like don't see me, don't see me.
Yeah.
You get into the tap room, you feel a void. From behind the bar there is like uh, a vacancy of thought, um, where Georgina is. Um, uh, and also, given your very good Arcana check and also your personal abilities, given that there has been no trace of them so far here, and no trace of them escaping in any fashion, um, realistically, some form of teleportation was used.
Can detect magic still on?
Mhm.
Do I see anything by Georgina?
Yes. A massive wall of divination and abjuration off of her. Specifically, the tattoo on her brow, and then she has a ring on her finger. Not you would know Torik's ring. Definitely not that, but that is the abjurative magic, and then the tattoo on her forehead is a divination.
Uh, but she's there, right?
Yeah, she's clearly looking at you guys, kind of frantically wandering in and out of the halls and tap room with some perplexity.
Um, I am. I'm gonna walk up to her and say, "Hey, one of my friend's things got stolen. You wouldn't happen to know or have anything to do with that, right?"
She looks surprised and then offended.
she she's sort of like, well, the thieves passed without a trace, and also she sort of like tips her glasses a little bit so she can see the spell going on. Uh, there's a whole, and points out the area, this going on. So if they didn't walk out of here, if there's no way they could have left and us not known, then that might have something to do with it. So can we not be so offended? I'm just asking a
No,
question.
I mean, it does seem like they probably teleported away. It's reasonable that Georgina would have, you know, anti-divination, uh, you know, some kind of mind shielding type thing. That's, you know, they said they're sheriff. That's reasonable precaution. It would be wonderful, if you could tell if you've seen the, what was it, a Tabaxi and a Kinku?
hmm
Clicks and
Clicks
Fern.
and Fern.
They were here with your friend less than an
Yeah.
hour ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the friend that got robbed. I
That's
think.
Rob.
me.
Yeah.
That was the last I saw them.
You know where they live?
I think they
You are
live.
the sheriff.
I'm pretty sure they don't have a house.
They stay here often?
Come in a couple nights a week.
Do you get many reports of stolen items?
Not frequently, no. Not inordinately.
Where would I find them? I just want the ring back. There's not gonna. Nothing has to. That's all. Just my stuff.
Well, maybe a few blocks south. I don't really. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Mel just hears the direction and starts going there as fast as she can, just to beat Torek.
Might be a stupid
Master.
idea. 1 second. I come back out with one of the messenger pieces of paper and hand it to Torek. You know their names.
Dear Fern, I would like my ring back if you took it. Thanks.
I will tap Torek and say, okay, now you can fly. Feel free to follow it.
Oh, good
We'll follow
idea.
along on the ground. It's gonna go away in like 10 minutes, so try not to be up high.
Yeah, I will also try not to freeze to death in those 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll cast fly on myself and come along.
All right, we leaving Inks and Oz to sleep.
I guess so.
There's no reason for all of us to not get a long rest.
Oh yeah, that would mean I am now down 2 spell slots. Great, cool, great.
I'm waking them up to let them know what happened.
Okay, so Hazel, you're staying. You're
Yeah.
getting the two of them.
I'm staying back for a second. Yeah.
Okay.
So if Mel is running forward, then yeah, I'm delayed.
Oz, Inks, are you at all interested in getting up?
I don't know.
You don't have to. I just wanted to let you know what's going on because it's evolved into a whole thing.
So it sounds like you're on top of it, and
Yeah.
if you find them and can't get the ring back, then we'll deal with it tomorrow morning.
Yep.
If you find them and can get the ring back, congratulations. And if you don't find them, well, that's a tomorrow morning problem too.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to let you know in case we don't come back. Mostly.
Yeah, good night.
Eggs gets up.
It's fine. Just go back to bed. You are the fastest of us on foot.
Yup.
But yeah.
Eggs will put on her jacket and her brass.
That
Fuck,
is
I
the
need to
most-
go put on my leathers. Hang on.
And she will jog outside. Do I see Hyacinth or Torek?
Yes, you can see them both.
Then at
Both
full
flying
speed,
through
I
the air.
am running after them.
That's no fair. It's snowy
Yeah.
and I'm in pajamas.
I'm so far behind everyone now. I could just keep running though, all through the night.
Do I see the paper that's flying?
I would say you don't yet, unless you would stop to take the action to perception check.
No, no. In that
Until
case,
then, you're just following them, which
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
Okay, and given, I mean, Torek has the spell fly, right? Is that what I heard?
Yep.
Okay.
I cast fly on Torque.
All right, Torek, I'm not going to make you make a check to follow the bird. You're faster. This bird takes you like westward into town, and to an alley
with a warehouse that does not appear to be in use, and in one of like the openings of the alley, it sort of flitters around into around back, and you can follow, and I'll put you guys on a map.
Mhm.
Oh, I gotta get inks on this map now.
I'll be there in like
I was thinking with
5
the
minutes.
the friend in the outhouse, like I thought that was gonna be the ambush, but here we are.
Yeah, that's still
Probably.
pretty good. A fucking handshake, yeah.
Okay. I hope now. There's a good chance that my map is small enough that dynamic lighting is going to make it so you can all see everything.
Yeah.
At least close enough.
Presume I'm some distance off towards the north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave it about the distance that you guys are at.
Uh-huh.
I think at this point we're gonna roll initiative. Maybe not for combat, but we're rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, did I set up the whisper rolls?
Oh shit.
I did. Now, did I do it for both of them? I did not. Okay. Check everything always. Okay. Boop. Inks is up first in initiative to do whatever she so pleases.
I have a feeling I'm not going to recognize these people.
That is accurate.
um,
Actually, you probably could Fern, just because I mean, you also bumped into her in the hall.
okay. So Hazel definitely told us that those two. Did Hazel bring it up by name?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
In that case,
Haza gave a hasty exactly what just happened and why Torque is going to be shooting Matt.
gee, that's not. I wouldn't travel that way because I don't know how to go there yet. And I assume now I see them. 20, 40. Hey, we're not. we're not trying to do anything. Just please give us back the ring.
The surprise as you like come around the corner as this bird like unfolds in Fern's hand, like her fur like puffs up and clicks, like turns to you, and just out of surprise the sound of like a siren blares.
Please don't start. And I'll hold out my hand.
Okay. I'm going to let you make a persuasion check. I'm going to give you disadvantage just because they're totally psyched out.
Also, I negative one. I probably don't need it.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
I
That's
will.
fitting, I
Sorry,
guess.
that was my action, right? To persuade.
I'll let you still take an action in this
Okay.
case.
Since
Since all you did was like, just give it back. But
yeah,
I'll allow it.
I'll hold my action to potentially hit something if they become offensive.
Okay. mm, Clicks kind of quickly ducks out of your way, using a bonus action to disengage, and retrieving a crossbow from the lining of their
Thanks, whispers. Son of a
cloaks.
bitch.
But does not fire. Hyacinth is up. Oh, muted.
I'm just gonna fly my way over here and just perch up here on this rooftop. I'm gonna land and stop concentrating on fly and cast detect thoughts again. Just I want to be listening to the words in their head.
You're just getting repeated shit, shit, shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I just I feel like it's probably pretty confident they're guilty, but in case like they think about, oh, it's hidden here or something, I just want to
Mhm.
have that going. And I'll focus it on the Kinku for now.
Okay.
So I'm just listening to Surfix thoughts. I'm not probing.
Okay. All right. Mel.
Mel is going to go. That's 50 dash. Slide up next to Inks. See that there is a crossbow pointed, and they look pretty frazzled. And I guess not thinking that will help or anything, but bonus action, a big scary shadow of her flail just sort of appears from the ground
Okay.
right behind them. Hey, just give it. I'll fucking buy it back. I don't want to do this. You two are nice.
Okay. I think that is even if you're not attacking with it right now, that is going to be read as the aggressive move that's going to panic him enough to shoot at you with a 21 to hit.
Yeah, she'll take it.
Okay.
She's not gonna attack.
That is 7 points of piercing damage.
She 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
If you select your token and click into the green circle, you can
I
just type
know.
minus. Okay, I've heard you count a couple times, and I just want to make sure everything's
It's easier for my head. I can do multiplication, but for some reason, addition and subtraction in the moment is difficult.
No worries. I'm also
Anyways.
going to drop Oz onto the map so he can see what's happening. Boop. There you go.
Yeah, the spiritual weapon doesn't do anything. She just recoils from the hit and is like, "Ow." Did you not hear me? Gold for ring, please.
Okay. I'll let Haza go.
Yeah, I'm just booking it in a straight line at this point.
Okay.
I don't really know what's going on over there, and I assume that Chase is still kind of on. So his is just full on sprint.
Okay. You say your thing, Mel, and Fern puts her paws into the air. Okay, all right. Give it to me. Give it to me. And she's like reaching out to Clix, who's like squawking indignantly, and Hyacinth, you can hear his thoughts, and I'll whisper.
Such a good idea, Tyler.
Mhm.
So fucking
I know.
so
Pro
good.
There's been a
Pro
lot of good utility.
Yeah.
Big brain.
But she does like pull the ring out, and take it, or like extend it out to you.
Mel
She's
will
tensed and also like ready for something.
Mel will like reach one arm, but then realize there's like an arrow through the shoulder currently, and just go with the other arm and sort of like flick through her coin purse and pull out like 5 platinum. Do you think this will cover it?
All right, we'll let Torek get an action in real quick.
He just flies up, sees the money exchanging hands, looks at Mel incredulously.
Look, I feel bad.
Shakes his head. Just shakes his head. I will grab the ring if it is Fern that is still holding it out.
Yeah. As soon as it's like in your claws, she withdraws her hand quickly.
Mel still is offering the platinum.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. And she goes to take it.
Okay.
We had a nice little time drinking and talking. This is why I don't trust people.
It's not that bad. The spiritual weapon goes down. Or can I drop concentrate? It's not a
You
concentration.
can dispel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll dispel it and then try and mend the wound.
Sorry. Just we'll go. Leave you alone. Very sorry. And she starts to like step back with like her like bending down and kind of lowered, but she is like walking backwards.
You guys are in that inn. Yeah, are you really like why? Just I turned that go.
She goes and puts like a hand on on Clicks, and when she steps one more step back, there is just a swirl of black mist like over her, and the two of them vanish.
Whoa.
Got all that power. You shouldn't have to rob from people.
Did not see that coming.
Did you get it?
I'll face step down to the ground with everyone. So I was kind of listening in a bit on Clicks there. He's very worried that Georgina's going to be quite upset that they didn't get the ring.
Oh, fun. Great. More threads.
Oh yay! The sheriff is in charge of a crime ring.
You still got your
Wonderful.
flight. Start flying back.
Who'd
He
have
does know
seen
that
it
I know
coming?
this also. He could definitely feel me digging in his mind.
Okay, start flying back. Torque, you got a few more minutes. Go fast.
Yeah, Oz is still there on his own, so we should really hurry.
More importantly, check our room.
I will bring
shit.
out
Stuff.
a piece of messenger paper and just say, Oz, we found them. Keep an eye out.
I'll go ahead and cast another fly and also fly back hurriedly.
Look at all your fucking third level spell slots.
I know, right?
I
Damn,
spent
I'm
2
jealous.
flies and 2 detect thoughts, so 2/3 and 2 seconds.
I'm a warlock. I can nap.
No, you're good.
And I only need 4 hours.
I'm just trying to do math and make sure you guys are gonna be okay distance wise. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. Just checking. It's only a few blocks away that they've like gone, so it's not that far, but with the time of a spell slot. Okay, so everybody is booking it back under about a 5 to 6 minute flight for those who are flying, and then twice as long for everyone who's on foot. What's the plan? Where are you going? What's happening?
Want to find out?
Right into the tavern.
Give her a Yep. Ah, fuck me.
I mean, I don't think it's our, like,
Oh.
who cares?
As long as the rest of our shit isn't stolen, we can let bygones be bygones. Like, just check our room and make sure they didn't fucking fleece us while we were running down the ring.
Okay. They already fleeced us for the room. 10 gold a fucking night a room, and
yes,
now we're out
check the
5.
room.
Now we're out 5 plat more. Mel's out 5 plat to get my property back. Nah, no.
Okay, follow your heart. Get in there.
Yeah, I guess like for getting your shit back and getting like our money's worth, great, go for it. Like I just don't give a shit about the crime part of it.
Yeah, if it's about like right and wrong, yeah, get after it.
It's about the principle of getting robbed twice.
Yeah. Also, check our room, please.
Inks is heading up towards the room.
Yeah,
She doesn't care about any of this down here.
I'm headed towards the sheriff.
Okay.
Right,
All
so
right.
wait, so what's going on? What's all the commotion?
We found them.
Oh,
We got the
yeah,
ring
the-
back.
Good,
we're
you're
down some
alive.
money, and turns out the innkeeper's in on the whole thing.
No,
Sure.
well, sounds like we should probably have a chat then.
Sure. And she falls on the bed.
I was gonna have you check to see if your stuff's all good, but it sounds like you're not that interested.
Nope.
Check my stuff when I get there.
And to that end, your stuff in your rooms. Roll me an investigation check
That include me?
if you're looking. Oz, you didn't hear anyone come in, and as far as you guys can tell, nothing's been touched.
Armor's still here.
Yeah.
Okay. Helmet and armor are here. I can suffer the loss of the rest.
I did think about taking your helmet. I really did. But that one felt like it was going to be way easier for you to notice that it was gone.
Oh yeah. Look, those are like the first two. You go in and touch them like wallet keys. Okay.
Well,
Helmet,
I
armor.
did roll for the stealth, like the sleight of hand, and I did get like a fucking, what was it, a 29, which I did not expect to be
Yeah.
that good, and so you wouldn't have noticed, but it would have been easier to notice it was missing.
Like I just pat myself. I'd have no more daggers on me. 3 separate fucking daggers just taken off to prove a point.
I did kind of think about it. Like, I had to like look through what was going to be accessible as well as what could actually be lifted and had value, which is the reason
Yeah.
Torix is the only thing that got
Yep.
picked.
I was about to say I don't got shit.
But for everyone who has run up to the bar, who is all that in total?
Me.
Yeah, it's
Hyacinth, please
Oz.
back me
Okay.
up.
Hyacinth is not like at the bar. They're, sitting at a table near enough to listen.
All right. Okay. When you get to the bar, she's you are all very busy tonight.
Yeah.
Can I
So
help
are you
you?
apparently?
No, there's
I
only
think you're
about
gonna
3 other
wanna-
people here.
I think you're going to want to put 4 drinks on the table.
Sure thing. She goes and fills a couple of glasses for you all and sets them out.
Why? I guess this is where we start. I know money is probably the answer, but just want to hear you say it.
The drinks?
No.
I just want to make sure we're gonna make it through the night without anyone else trying to steal from us. For you.
I'm sorry.
I mean, oh come on! Don't look. I'm not even.
See,
I don't even. No, you go ahead, Oz.
The next thing you're going to want to do is put our 30 gold on the bar.
I'm terribly sorry. I understand that there has been.
It took us less than 5 minutes to track them down.
I'm very happy for you. I'm very glad. Then did you get your property back?
Got more than our
That's not the
property.
issue.
Got
Also,
information.
Yeah.
She's just kind of looking at you, continually perplexed.
Okay, I'm gonna go put my armor on. Be right back.
Mel just sort of
Okay.
pats Oz on the shoulder and like goes to investigate like the place where she saw a lot of like magic. You said it was like in the back corner or something. Like there was a wall of some sort of magic.
It's on her.
It's on her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
her tattoo.
In the future, you should probably see about getting some of that mind shielding for your goons as well.
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand.
We tracked down your
No.
goons. I read their minds. They're very worried they're going to disappoint you for not having gotten away with the ring.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. There must be some misunderstanding.
No, there's not.
Uh, um, do you guys have you guys had a chance to drink yet?
Nope. Mel is like
Not a
not
chance.
drinking. Oz, are you gonna put one back as a show of good faith? See what it does.
I mean, it feels shitty to say no at this point, so sure.
I'm all out of lesser restoration for the day, but that is a little too late.
Okay. She says, I am very sorry for the trouble they've caused you, and I would be more than happy to reimburse you for the rooms. And at checkout, we should attend to making sure that everything is brought back to your carriages entirely, if that would be to your preference.
Less of your hands on our stuff, the better. Yeah.
If you'd like, I can find some others in town who could assist, or other attendants of the tavern to help you if that's better.
We get our money back for the night. We make it through the night. We hopefully never see each other again.
She nods and puts a couple of platinum out towards you as your refund.
Think you paid for the rooms, Oz?
I did.
I believe also Oz paid 30.
Yeah, 30 gold, so 3 platinum.
Oh, you just said a couple. So
Oh, that's fair. Sorry.
And just to be clear, there's no other law in this town.
She does not say anything. Just begins cleaning around you guys.
Well, next time the authorities from Luskin come through, I'll be sure to have them ask you some questions.
She gives you a cheerful smile. Y'all go back to bed?
Say, Torek?
Yeah.
In a situation like this, how do you stop yourself from burning the whole building down?
He eyes the fireplace. Let you know when I think of that answer.
Wonderful.
Have a good night.
Mel is Mel's gonna take her stuff and like transfer it over to the door she unlocked in the empty room. But she's just gonna lay it on the bed, but like not go to sleep.
Someone should go check on Grifter's phone.
Yeah. By check on them, I hope you mean put them in the cars, because we should just go.
Not a bad idea.
Hitzka's walking out in armor. Okay, what are we doing? Puts the helmet on. Which way is this going? Torque light the building on fire yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think we
We're
might be
thinking
looking
about it,
for
though.
different lodging for the rest of the night. I'll go and speak with our other friends, and I'll start heading towards Grifter's Bones room.
You knock on the door.
Do.
30 seconds pass, and Silence, who looks so pissed off to be awoken.
Hey, yeah, I get it. I'm so sorry. So it turns out the sheriff who runs this bar is actually kind of like doing some stuff on the side. Some of Torik's belongings were stolen. We've gotten the rooms comped. I just wanted to check to, maybe if y'all could like do a quick check, make sure you have all your things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I very sorry. But just wanted to make sure, if y'all have something stolen, we'll go get it. No worries.
Okay. Thank you. You're great bodyguards. She slams the door a little bit harder than probably intended to. And then comes back a few minutes later. All of our shit's here.
Fantastic. We should be fine for the rest of the night. I think the others are maybe considering finding different lodging, but I've got a good feeling that we aren't going to be disturbed for the remainder. So, sorry to interrupt your rest.
Yeah, I might as well do the bodyguard thing, right? I feel like I'm staying here.
I mean, at this point, it's probably what, like 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah. So are any of you going to find different night lodging, or are you just going to stay here?
I am going to sit by the hearth all night and stare at Georgina.
Yep.
Every time you make eye contact with her, she just gives you a lovely smile and waves.
I am going to go trance.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'll head to one of the rooms.
Yeah,
Having sat at this bar, what's going on behind the bar? Is there like a room back there or something?
There's like the kitchen, but like she has not like left this bar area.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she'll like go into the kitchen to get food, but she like served you she served you from a tap. I'll also need a con save from Haza. If she's up all night.
Oh, also ditto.
Okay.
I'm staying in room 13.
I'm going. I like
You go to
bundle
sleep?
all of my stuff in a sleeping roll and like tie the top of it with rope and just hold on to it. Like sleep with it like cuddled up against it like a body pillow.
I think I'm still gonna make you make a con save because having done that sleep, that is not rest.
I sleep with a body pillow.
Sleeping with a body pillow, yes. Sleeping with a package of stuff you don't want anyone touching, not sleep.
I've done
You're
that
fine.
as sleep. It's sleep. Come on.
You know, the having to keep a hand on something. Yeah, Max has a point.
Like you're still getting your full rest, but I
Mhm.
was gonna push for exhaustion possibly, but you're good. Everyone else is actually taking their full rest.
Mhm.
That's the world.
All right. In the morning, Toric, Georgina brings you some fried eggs and bacon, and make sure that there is food for everyone else in your party. Before she actually she heads out and someone else takes her place.
She's really gunning for a good Yelp review after all this.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast that on my breakfast.
Sure. Don't worry. There's nothing in here.
Okay. Precautionary.
Mhm. I'm assuming everyone does eat food, right?
Yeah.
All
It
right.
ain't poison.
Goodness. All right.
I hate how excited you are about that.
I do want everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Jesus fucking Christ, it wasn't
Oh.
poison, it was magic. Fuck.
I mean, I'm certainly not eating after the drink from last night.
Toric is not eating. I was serious with the plate toss.
Inks is scarfing it down.
Would you roll for me? Matt?
Yeah. Damn.
Ooh.
Nice.
Haza, now that you've had some time to rest and like and you've got some food in your belly and like it is good, like you're not really that mad anymore. It's not that big of a deal. It's fine. And
Yeah,
Inks, you kind of feel like Inks, you kind of were indifferent anyway, and that's
Yep.
just like magnified.
I was gonna say I
I
already
mean,
felt
they
that
feel
way.
properly like chastised, right? Like they'll do better now.
Yeah.
Like it's good to give people a chance.
And y'all pack up and head out.
A couple things.
Okay.
I wanna,
Yeah, also, since I passed that, do I know that there was some sort of effect on it? Like, could I feel myself resisting it?
I think you would more appropriately taste something in it that was a little unusual. A kind of like the bacon was cooked with like a little bit of molasses. That's what it kind of tastes like, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that clear. This bacon tastes weird.
Bacon tastes good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
She sort of like she sort of like looks it over and then
It's like
looks at
sugar
them like
bacon.
they're crazy.
It's like candy bacon. It's fine.
You guys worry too much.
I mean, I don't know about that.
All right, Adam, you had a couple things.
the first, very simple. I'm just gonna find a general supply store and buy another thing of rope, and also buy myself a hand axe.
Okay. Now that you've discovered that that's important.
Yeah, that's probably necessary. And then I'm just gonna take a quick peek around town, ask around, see what the law enforcement situation is around town.
Okay. Why don't you make me a persuasion check?
Yeah.
Okay. The copper shop directs you towards Great Sword Stone for an axe. You're able to pick up rope at the copper shop, but you go to the blacksmith for the axe with the when you're kind of there, you're kind of chatting with the owners, Paxton and Zath Love, who you're kind of poking around at law enforcement, and they simultaneously groan. They make it both clear, they ask directly, "Did you stay at Coalitions?"
I did.
And they kind of immediately kind of begin spilling, yeah, no, Georgina fucking sucks, and she's very powerful and has a lot of this town like under her thumb, uh, because she does something to the food and drink, and she's very hard to manipulate even with magic. Um, and the two of them personally very badly want to see her dead, but have absolutely no way of executing this.
And she's the only thing that masquerade, or the only law enforcement in town, whether it's a masquerade or not, but she's it. She's the sheriff, and there's no other authority here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as she seems to be a very powerful enchanter, anyone she doesn't want to have fighting isn't fighting anymore all of a sudden.
Understood. Well, I am terribly sorry that you have endured her as long as you have, and I hope that her reign comes to an end sooner rather than later.
They kind of nod and thank you. They offer a couple of other wares as well. I have their shop already, so I'll show you a couple interesting things they might have that might be of interest. Oh, I didn't even realize they also had a ring of warmth. I just thought it would be a good thing because you guys are out in the cold. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
If you hadn't
Oh
caught
my
it last
God.
night, that would have been the
Oh my
breadcrumbs that would have
God.
led you right to thinking it got fenced, and
Oh
I would have
my-
felt so bad about that because that is not what happened.
Oh my God.
Alright.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah, fuck. Fine.
I
don't have to take this fucking abuse.
And yet you're here every Monday anyway.
Oh shit.
I'm just gonna, just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna roll a d20 to see whether or not I like those rings or earrings and ring.
Yeah.
And we'll just less than 10 I don't, and more than 10 I do. All right, you can keep your goddamn ring.
Do you tell us about it?
Sure. When I head back, I'll let everyone know primarily that that Georgina is not well liked in town. At least some people are well aware of what she's up to, but don't have the power to do anything about it. And I met this very nice couple at the blacksmith shop. It's right around over there. They've got some interesting stuff.
I don't know if
Good
that's
night,
enough.
everyone.
Good
Good night,
night.
bye.
If she said, I'm sorry, if he said specifically that there's this nice pair of earrings and matching ring, I would go get it. Inks would go get it, rather.
Yeah.
Tight. There. Let me get rid of 7 gold so I can have exquisite jewelry.
Yeah. All right. Anything else anyone wants to do? All right, then we
Want
will.
to burn this town to the ground?
I was going to say, resisting the urge to go back and murder Georgina in her sleep.
It sounds like we are calling it there.
Uh.
Oh. Are you muted? Or
I was just, yeah, I mean, before we leave town, we should discuss. I mean, Hyacinth is very, like, yeah, I mean, break the law a little bit, who cares? But also, like, oh, you're enchanting everyone to gain power for yourself and stuff. That's probably not cool. So, I mean, we can maybe do something. We'll see.
all right.
Max, you want to kick Craig?
Yep, working on it.